Hello, we looked at greetings and making introductions. Now let's move on to how to ask for information. I'm going to do 2 or 3 things again. I'm going to show you the phrases and the structures you should use when you're asking for information. I'll also take you through the entire range from the most informal to the formal and show you what is okay and what is not okay. Now, whether asking for information may be a very simple thing like asking somebody the time, or it could be asking for something very detailed like a complicated process, but in our everyday transactions we do need to ask for information. You should be able to ask for information without giving offense. In both cases, it's important to use an appropriate form. This is what we're trying to find out today. For example, when asking for information from a friend, use a more informal form. When asking a colleague, use a slightly more formal form. Finally, when asking for information from a stranger, use an appropriately formal construction. So, sometimes you want to ask English people for information. In English, it's not very polite to start a conversation with a direct question. For this reason, we have a number of phrases. Let's begin with the most informal. When structures used for when asking for information, very informal, and these are permissible only when you are with friends and family. So, it begins with a simple question, what, plus helping verb, plus subject, plus verb. So, if you are asking a friend or a family member for information, you can ask a direct question like, how old are you, where do you live? It's okay to do that.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
How much did it cost?
A lot.
Now, we move on to more formal for everyday simple questions. Use these forms for simple everyday questions in stores, with colleagues at work and in other informal situations. Pardon me, excuse me, can you tell me, plus WH question plus subject plus verb. Can you tell me when the train arrives? Pardon me, could you tell me what the book costs? Now, let's watch a role play.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
do you mind me asking how much did the book cost you?
Yeah, sure you can. It's a 500.
Okay.
Formal for more complicated questions and asking important people questions.
You go ahead.
How formal can you be? You have to use your discretion to decide how formal you can go. Sometimes it is very awkward when you try to be formal, or what's okay in one language is not okay in another language. So, I have a German friend, a young German friend who's studying Punjabi music. He speaks pure Punjabi and pure Hindi, but whenever he asks for information, he uses the German structure. In German, we never ask for information without saying Entschuldigen Sie bitte, excuse me please. So, now we are on a busy intersection on Janpath in Delhi, and I have my friend saying, stopping at the corner in a very busy intersection and asking people, माफ़ कीजिएगा, आप हमें बता सकते हैं कि वहाँ का रास्ता कहाँ है? And people look at him like, okay, what's wrong with you? People don't have time on a busy intersection for excuse me's. They say, udhar kaise jana hai? Usually in Hindi you say, how do I get there? But in German you always ask, Entschuldigen Sie bitte, excuse me please, how do I get there? So, you have to use your discretion to decide what is okay in what situation. Use these forms when asking complicated questions that require a lot of information, as well as asking information questions of important people such as your boss or on a job interview, etc. Such as, I wonder, you always use buffers because you want to be tentative, you don't want to ask information directly. So, you use phrases like, I wonder, would you mind, I wonder if you could explain how health insurance is handled at your company, I wonder if you could provide information on your pricing structure, would you mind telling me a little more about the benefits of this company, would you mind going over the savings plan again. Let's watch another role play. Come right in, Senior Nandra. I have some good news for you.
Hello, ma'am.
You are hired. We have selected you for the position of the PR officer.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I was wondering if I could ask you about my package.
Not at all. You may go to the account section and they'll explain the company policy to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Asking for information. Mind you, there's a world of difference between a can, a could, do you mind, would you. They're not the same. We tend to think that we can substitute one for the other, but it makes a lot of difference which particular phrase you use in which situation. So, a phrase like, can you tell me, could you tell me, I'd like to know, do you have any idea, could anyone tell me, would you happen to know, I don't suppose you would know, I wonder if you could tell me, I wonder if someone could tell me. Now, phrase 1 to 10 are all followed by indirect question. So, instead of saying what's the time becomes, can you tell me what the time is? You are tentative. Phrase 2 is a little more formal and polite than phrase 1. Instead of saying can you, if you say could you, it's more polite. Phrase 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 are polite and good to use if you are asking a stranger or you are asking at a public information desk. Phrases like do you know, do you have any idea, could anyone tell me, I'd like to know. You could use these to a stranger. Phrase 4 is more formal. Do you know? Phrase 5 and 7 are more informal if you say them without the part in brackets. So, the phrase any idea, they become any idea what is cooking for dinner today, that will be informal. But do you have any idea if the boss is out of station or in town, that becomes formal. Phrase 9 and 10 are very formal. I wonder if you could tell me, I wonder if someone could tell me, and in an informal situation some people may react strangely if they think that you're being sarcastic. So, if everyone has not shown up for the meeting and I say, I wonder if someone could tell me when we are going to start the meeting, that would sound as if I'm being sarcastic. By using phrases 1 to 10, we make it easier for the listener to say, sorry, I don't know. Okay. Formulas for asking for information. Here are some of the most common ones. Could you tell me? Do you know? Do you happen to know? Do you happen to have a piece of paper on you? Do you happen to have a pen on you? We don't ask, give me a pen. You say, do you happen to have a pen on you? I'd like to know. Could you find out? I'm interested in. I'm looking for. And now you try them out.
Could you tell me what's the time by your watch? Do you know we have Springfest coming up next week? I'd like to know at what time will the professor come? Could you find out about my mid-semester marks, as I am unable to go to class because of my injury? I am interested in finance. I was wondering if you could tell me about the upcoming projects.
So, you can try these. Could you tell me when the next train leaves? Do you know how much that bus costs? Do you happen to know where Tom lives? I'd like to know what you think about the new project. Could you tell me when the next train leaves? Could you find out when she's going to arrive? So these are some for you to try out. You can try out the variations. Let's watch these siblings waiting impatiently for their favorite movie to start.
What time is the movie?
I think it's at 8 o'clock.
Can you check, please?
You're such lazy. Give me a second.
Thanks, sis.
Yeah, the movie is at 8. Get off the couch sometimes.
Now try this yourself. Try this role play yourself in a simple situation. And then watch a customer ask a shop assistant for information.
Hey, excuse me. Can you guide me to the menswear, please?
Sure. The menswear is right at the top floor.
Okay. Can you just guide me to the sheets section?
No problem. The sheets are right at the 3rd floor at the back.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for your help.
My pleasure.
His head was. Now let's move on to a more complex, more formal situation between two colleagues.
Hello, Angad.
Hey, hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. So, you ready for the event?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So, do you mind me asking some of the questions about your event?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you could tell me, have you planned about the date? When would it begin so that I could start the publicity?
Yeah, it's like starting from 1st March.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you have decided upon your sponsors.
Yeah, I had a word with like few multinational companies. Let's see which one I finalize.
Okay. And the cost of your some sources in the event?
It's quite big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about the outsourcing of the event?
It's going great, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. See you then.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Asking for information, asking for directions to go somewhere. Where is the chemist? Can you give me the directions to the nearest bus stop? How do you get to the train station? Where can I get the nearest bakery? How do I get to the park? Is there a supermarket here? Is there a sports shop around here? Can you tell me how to get to the library from here? What's the best way to get to the computer store from here? What's the quickest way to get to the music store from here? And what's the easiest way to the nearest McDonald's from here? So you'd find yourself asking for information when you go to a strange place, a strange city, and you often ask people for information. How do you do it? Now we conclude with how to reply to a request for information. When you are asked for information, how do you reply? If you would like to provide information when asked for information, start your reply with one of the following phrases. Informal, sure, no problem, let me see. More formal would be, I'd be happy to answer that. I should be able to answer your question. Be a pleasure to help you. When providing information, people will sometimes also offer to help in other ways. See the examples. We're going to watch some examples now. Informal.
Could you please tell me if there's a subway in the campus?
Sure, yeah, there is one.
Okay. And if you're not busy, could you please direct me to subway or take me along?
Yeah, let me see, because I think I have an appointment right now. But
Okay. Anyways, thank you.
Formal.
Do you have any idea what time the seminar would begin?
Yeah, I'll be happy to help you with that. I think it will begin in next half an hour.
Okay. And would you mind taking me to the registration desk?
No, I'll be happy to help you with that.
How do you say no? When you are not able to help someone and not provide the information, how do you say you cannot provide the information? If you do not have the answer to a request for information, use one of the phrases to indicate that you are unable to answer the question. Informal. Sorry, I can't help you out. Sorry, but I don't know that. That's beyond me. More formal. I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. I'd like to help you. Unfortunately, I don't have that information. I don't know. Saying no is never fun, but sometimes it's necessary. It's common to offer a suggestion as to where someone might find out the information required. In India, on the other hand, people are very afraid to say no. They want to be so helpful that they would always tell you something even if they don't know, they don't have the answer. You must have faced it when you tried driving through a city and you asked your way to somebody's house and people say turn left, turn right, even if they don't know from this point. They'd say okay, go and ask that at the next traffic signal you can ask the person. But people don't like saying no. You can say no. Let's watch the two ladies say no in the right way. Formal.
Like first you will hi and then you'll ask the question.
Informal.
Hey. Hello.
Hello.
Could you please tell me if there's a subway in the campus?
Sure. Yeah, there is one.
Okay. And could you please direct me to a subway or could you come along there?
Let me see.
You were supposed to be informal.
I did.
Informal.
Hey.
Hey.
Is there subway around in the campus?
Yeah, there is one.
Okay. So come along if you're not busy. You can direct me to the place.
Let me see.
Okay.
More formal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please tell me what time the seminar will begin?
Yeah, I'll be happy to answer that. It will begin in next 1 hour.
Okay. And do you mind taking me towards the registration desk?
Yeah, it will be a pleasure to help you. I'll just lead you to the desk.
Thank you.
Sometimes you don't know the answer. When someone asks you for information, you don't have the answer. Don't be afraid to say no. It's okay to say no. But it's important to say no in the right way. If you don't have the answer to a request for information, use one of the phrases below to indicate that you are unable to answer the question. Sorry, informal. Sorry, I can't help you out. Sorry, but I don't know that. That's beyond me. You could also say it more formally. I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question. I'd like to help you. Unfortunately, I don't have that information. Saying no is never fun, but sometimes it's necessary. It's common for people to offer a suggestion as to where someone might find out the information required. Informal.
Problem?
Sorry, I can't help you out.
Actually, it was about the electronics, you know.
I'm not interested in electronics. I mean, that's beyond me.
Formal.
No, not formal. Wait. Was that okay? Informal?
Let's begin with an informal way of saying no.
Hey, can you help me out with this problem?
Sorry, I can't help you out.
Oh, I understand. Because I think it's about electronics.
My God, electronics, that's just beyond me.
More formal?
Hey, can you tell me why the device is not working? I'm not getting the correct readings.
I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question.
Oh, and can you tell me when is the end semester?
I'd like to help you, but unfortunately, I don't know when is your end semester. You'd get to know soon about that from the ERP section.
Thank you.
We conclude the session on asking for information here. We'll move on to making requests.